Welcome to Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt. I'm Toby Hewitt, and I'm your guide through time and space and all points in between. Mystic Musings will give you insight into who you are, why you are here, how to live an authentic life, and where you fit into the universe around you. Join me on this path of mystical exploration. Welcome to episode 100 of Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt. This week we will consider Mystic Musings as we continue our mystic journey. 100 episodes. I am in awe of the support the universe has given me as I embarked and continue on this amazing journey. For those who started on this path with me 100 episodes ago, and those who have joined along the way, thank you. I hope you have learned as much as I have as the universe, expressed as guides, teachers, and masters, and sometimes as expressions of spirit on this plane, have guided us through from crystals and spirit guides, angels and energy vampires, spirits and entities, and, of course, commentary from a spiritual perspective on the strange machinations of this wild world, this insanely lovable and frustrating planet. We are indeed spirits having a physical experience, and this is so much more than just moving back and forth across the veil, hopping from body to body. It is the continuation of the moment the creative spirit, in all its infinite and creative wisdom, brought into manifestation this experiment in existence on myriad levels through myriad times. We are an integral part of the process as we continue to evolve within the energy of love, and in that love, find commonality as well as discord. Even the political to me has a spiritual framework, and this is much to my surprise. The truth is, as I have said throughout this podcast, we are all, yes, all, spirits having a physical experience, each playing our part, learning our lessons within the cosmic whole. Because, and it is always hard to realize this, everything that happens is part of the cosmic plan, the idea that we can and must raise the vibrations of the all so we may rise to a new level of existence, a new awakening and evolution of the soul. This means that when one or some are acting in the best interests of all, we celebrate and rejoice in the harmony and its resonance that is created. When one or some do not act in the interest of all, when ego drives these beings through avarice and fear, we are called to come together to counter the discord and dissonance with love and compassion, knowing, whether we may like it or not, that we are all part of the same cosmic plan, and these unfortunate beings need to be embraced and healed through the same energy of love that created us. This is one incarnation of many, and each must play their part for the ultimate betterment of the whole. We learn compassion, empathy, and love when we witness the opposite and are called upon to heal and teach those so afflicted. This is a hard lesson to learn and a hard lesson to accept as part of who we are. When I receive these sorts of messages, I am always concerned, especially in this current world climate, and I suppose I mean that politically as well as environmentally, that some might find it off-putting to hear such ideas. But I assure you, it is sometimes very hard to find myself typing these messages, and I want to rail against the thought that these ego-driven beings are a part of that wholeness in which I, too, exist. We are one. And I think the more people realize that what we are experiencing is part of a much larger plan, the sooner we will be able to overcome the negative vibrations, replacing these with those of love. It is reported that Jesus, when asked what the most important rules are, answered that there are only two: love God and love each other. When we consider that God is not some out there overseer, but rather that we are all integral parts of that cosmic being, and that in that, loving each other is an expression of love for God, we can begin to fathom the interconnectedness of what we are experiencing and start to become aware of our place in the universe as a being of love itself. I have spent a good portion of my life helping others to realize that there is no death, there are no dead, by offering both solace and verifiable evidence that those who appear to have died have merely transitioned to, for us, a non-physical existence, and are always available to us if we tune in and pay attention to their communications. Sometimes when giving a reading, the client will ask me to give their loved one a message. I am always amused by this because they have the ability to talk to their loved ones without an intermediary. Talk to your people on the other side of the veil, and I think you will be surprised at how often they give replies, either in the form of almost audible words, though more likely as thoughts that pass through your mind rather than originating there, or through signs like feathers, coins, scents, and all sorts of third-dimensional manifestations. All time being now, and all space being here, they are here as much as you are. I did not start the previous section with any thought of what was going to happen, so I guess Spirit thinks that was an important message to share. What I had thought to say was that after signs and messages from my guides, I have decided to return to giving readings because we believe it is important to help others in this manner. But we have agreed that I will only give messages from the other side, from loved ones as well as guides. In other words, I will not predict the future, which I have always felt was a futile task because free will can change any steps along the path and make that portion of a reading meaningless. So, I thought I would take this opportunity to share that change or return or whatever it is and let you know that I will be available for giving readings in the near future. And you should feel free to contact me through TobieHewitt.com to schedule an appointment and or sign up for my newsletter. I am available for phone or video readings and, at this time, rarely in-person ones. When I first came up with a name for the podcast, or I suppose given the name for the podcast, I wondered how far the idea of Mystic Musings would carry and whether I was up to the challenge to carry such a responsibility. But each week, as I prepare, I'm very happily made aware that although I play a part in each episode, the ideas really are coming from another level or dimension or existence, and that those who guide and support me in their benevolent but insistent manner are helping me to express the concepts that need to be shared at this time. I suppose now is the time for redoubling the effort as we continue together on this journey to pass on guidance, compassion, empathy, and love. If you have questions or thoughts about this episode or any other topic in this podcast, please contact me through TobieHewitt.com and leave a comment on the contact page. I will be pleased to answer your questions or respond to your comments in future episodes. It would be nice if this could become a dialogue between us as we continue our mystic journey. Thanks for listening to this episode of Mystic Musings. Please join me every week to continue our exploration of all things mystical that can help you have a more practical and magical life. Please visit my website, TobieHewitt.com, for more information and to read my blog postings. And join me also at pathwaystomindfulness.org to learn how you can schedule a presentation. I'm available for mindfulness training, demonstrations of psychic abilities, and individual readings. I also have a number of books on mystical topics on Amazon.com. I look forward to hearing from you and answering your questions. Please contact me through TobieHewitt.com.